the western skies. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise.
I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in, oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies. Don't fence me in, let me ride through the wide country that I love. Don't fence me in, let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western skies. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences, and gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. And I can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in, no, Papa, don't you fence me in.
One, two, three, four. I love Corina, tell the world I do. I love Corina, tell the world I do. Just a little more loving, let your heart be true. Corina, what'd you say last night? Corina, what'd you say last night? You came home this morning, the sun was shining bright. I left Corina far across the sea. I left Corina far across the sea. She didn't write me no letter, she didn't care for me. Goodbye, Corina, this is fare thee well. Goodbye, Corina, this is fare thee well. When I'll get back, babe, oh, you never can tell.
We're live? All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cabin Fever Sessions, sponsored by Muriel Cerveza, lovely little brewing company out of Texas and New Belgium. They're also from Colorado. A partnership here. Western as fucking Gems on VHS, just showing off the best of the West and the best around the nation here. My name is Mike. This show is run by my pal Ruben, who is doing some engineering on the side over here. And what we have here today, we have Sam Doors and Casey Jane. How you guys doing?
Hi. Doing good.
Right on, right on. Guys, really appreciate you coming on the show. I haven't seen you guys since Western as Fuck went out to the Folk Alliance in New Orleans, and it's really, really great to see you both.
Yeah, it feels like a different lifetime.
I know, exactly. That's like one of the things like why we started Cabin Fever Sessions here was just to keep the music going and keep people knowing about what's going on with you guys. Sam, where are you at right now?
I'm in Berkeley, California right now. Sheltering with my boo who's going to college out here.
Oh, that's awesome. What brought you out there to California? Just the ocean, cleaner skies, less people? I don't know.
Well, my girlfriend, who is actually from Wyoming, your neck of the woods, is going to college here. So she has a little spot in the hills, and we decided to shelter together. So I came out here rather than spend the period of time in New Orleans in my 91 Dodge Road Trek, sheltering in my camper van in the heat.
Wait, you're in the camper van? She's not letting you in the house?
Oh, no. But the camper van is actually parked in front of Casey Jane's house.
That's true. It's parked in my house.
It's a complicated situation.
Well, it's parked in front of Casey Jane's house. But Casey, where are you located right now?
I was in New Orleans, but as of 2 weeks ago, I'm in Eastern Oregon at my parents' place. So we
oh, nice.
did the crazy drive across the country as fast as we possibly could, and now it's called Cove, Oregon. It's like 500 people. It's where I grew up.
Cove, COVID, like how serendipitous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you guys were driving across, you guys sent me a message, but I probably was drunk or doing something else because you guys passed through Laramie, of all places.
Yeah, we just busted right through, but we were looking for a camping spot, and we found one. We found some like BLM land to camp on, and it was beautiful.
Oh, perfect. Where did you end up camping?
I can't remember the name of the spot. It was kind of near Laramie. It was past Laramie, but it was great because we got in at night and it was pitch black and the stars were like the brightest that we've seen them in a long time, and it smelled like sagebrush, and then woke up in the morning and we were right next to a river and we had no idea. So it was really nice.
Well, that's awesome. It was probably a better place than what I suggested, going out to the Red Desert. Beautiful, beautiful area, but not a lot of rivers out there to wake up to in the morning. And Sam, you said your gal pal is from Wyoming. What part of Wyoming?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Our sister city. Actually, there really are no cities here in Wyoming, but that's really great. So have you been out to Wyoming recently since you and what's her name again? Caitlin. Cool. So I'm sure you have to come up for family gatherings and whatnot.
Yeah, we spent Christmas there this past winter. It was really lovely. And actually our first trip there, we stopped in a little rest stop, and the first person that we saw at the rest stop knew Caitlin, and this was hundreds of miles away from Buffalo, and they're like, Caitlin! So Wyoming seems like a nice small town vibe.
Yeah, small town with very long roads, as everybody says. And that's the thing with Wyoming is that you can name off 3 people that live in this damn place to somebody else, and I'm sure the person you're talking to will know who they are. But yeah, I think we should get into a song really quick, and then we can let people ask questions for you and get to know you guys a little bit better. I'm going to ask, let's have Casey. Casey, do you want heads or tails?
You caught me drinking some water. Tails.
Tails? Okay, cool. Well, let me flip the coin here. Whoa, and it fell off. There it is. Oh, it's heads. So, Sam, you decide if you're going to go first or if you're going to give it off to Casey here.
Decide.
Well, which one would you rather do, Casey Jane?
It's your call, Sam.
Okay. I'll start off with this song that I wrote when Casey Jane and I and some friends were all on a road trip. We were just talking about Cambodian rock and roll with Ruben, the sound engineer here. So I'll start off with a song on my new record called Cambodian Rock and Roll. That it was inspired by a road trip with Casey Drain and some friends, and discovering Cambodian rock and roll, which actually Casey Drain showed me for the first time. So, all right, here goes nothing. Take another look at me and my Chinook, steady rolling down your highway. I'm wondering if you're coming my way. Oh, the windows down, there ain't no one around. So turn up the radio, play me some more of that Cambodian rock and roll. I've seen a man die for love. I've seen a love die for a man. I used to think there was a God above. I used to think there was a master plan. We might as well put it all on red, or spend it all on a feather bed. So won't you lie down a while? I ain't got no plan except to see you smile. Windows down, there ain't no one around. Turn up your radio and play us some more of that Cambodian rock and roll.
That was Sam Doors there. Awesome. Hey, what was the name of that song again?
Cambodian rock and roll.
Cambodian rock and roll. And I like the guitar that you have there. What kind of guitar is that?
Thank you. This is a 50s K guitar, which I got from a good friend of mine. The only place I've ever bought guitar is Player's Guitar in San Rafael, California. This guy just fixes up old Ks and harmonies and old Craftsman and makes them sound like expensive Gibsons, but sells them for like $300, $400, $500 a pop. And this thing's lasted me for a decade now.
That's
terrific. I put a Diamond sound hole pickup in it so I can play it through an amp too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what other kind of modifications have you put on that thing? So
just that. I mean, this is usually I play it through an electric guitar amp with a band, you know. But it's nice because it can do both. And then actually, Jim shaved down the bracings on the inside, so it just gets a little more resonance.
What drew you to having an instrument like that?
Well, I originally just wanted an instrument. I played the drums for a long time and piano, and I wanted an instrument I could travel with and like hitchhike and travel lightly, you know, and explore a little bit. And definitely didn't feel like I could do that with a drum set or a piano. Write songs easily. So an acoustic guitar was, just a lifestyle decision, really.
Well, love the guitar. And those for you tuning in right here, this is the Cabin Fever Sessions brought to you by Muriel Cerveza, a collaboration with Western as Fuck and Gems on VHS. And, you know, Sam, we had Riley Downing on the show last week. Man, you guys got a little bit of history.
I was just watching that. I enjoyed it so much, and it was really good to see Riley again, even though it wasn't, in person. But
What was the last time that you saw him?
it's been a long time. Let me think about it. I think it must have been Jazz Festival. The last time we played Jazz Festival, almost exactly a year ago, May 5th.
His birthday.
2019, on his birthday, yeah.
Wow, while ago. And I guess just for some people that are interested, you were in a band called the Deslons and, formerly what was the Tumbleweeds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when was the last time that you guys were on tour together or put out another record?
When was the last time we were on tour together?
Yeah.
Well, I think the Jazz Fest was the last show we all played together. And it was either that or we also played a wedding in Big Sur together recently. And we did like a couple shows around that. But we've been doing just like small one-offs whenever we get them, and we're all available. But all of our lives are kind of tied up in different ways right now, and we live in different parts of the country, so it's hard to make it happen.
Okay, so playing Jazz Fest and a wedding, what are the differences of that, and which one do you prefer?
Well, we played some of our friends' weddings that were some of my favorite gigs. Like, if you're really surrounded by a bunch of good friends, and the people getting married are close to you, there's nothing better than that. It's the best party. But the Jazz Fest, Jazz Fest is just an honor to play. You're in the same realm as so many of our heroes. Like the first day I spent in New Orleans, I saw Alan Toussaint play there, and Dr. John, and the Mardi Gras Indians had a stage, and it's just like you're in the company of some complete legends, and so that's the special thing about playing Jazz Fest.
Is it kind of an eclectic kind of festival, or does it have like a kind of a main theme?
I think it started out more eclectic, and now it's gotten pretty big. Like Lady Gaga played there a couple years ago, and it's hardly strictly jazz these days. I would say it's very much a pop festival. Yeah. But it also, there's smaller stages that have really authentic local music, and they do. Jazz Fest does represent super hard its local musicians, but then they also get like Lady Gaga and Madonna and Jimmy Buffett and that kind of thing.
The gospel tent is the coolest.
The gospel tent's the best. They have a mist system that it's so hot usually. It's like excruciatingly hot. And then the gospel tent, you go in there and it's all shady and it's misting. They have a mist system and like cucumber water and iced coffee, and it's enough to find the Lord.
One of the most amazing singers you'll ever hear.
There's no gospel without cucumber water and Jimmy Buffett. So what a combo. Yeah. And let's switch over to Casey. Casey, how the hell are you doing over there right now in Oregon? What's the day-to-day life right there on the West Coast, just hanging out in Oregon? Did you mention earlier that you were on a ranch hanging out with like goats and whatnot too?
It's not really a ranch, it's just the property I grew up on, but there's a lot of space out here, and my parents' goats just had babies, and I've got my mom's horse in the backyard, and I'm doing good. It's been really nice. I love New Orleans so much, but getting out here and being able to like go on hikes and not have anybody around feels a lot healthier right now. So
it's probably a little bit tough to go hiking out there in New Orleans. I guess hike around to the other bars and other places.
There's no hiking.
We were really lucky to meet you when we were in New Orleans, and Esther Rose invited you to our chaotic shoot at the Starlight, and I appreciate you being so patient with that. But it was a really nice joy to go and film with you the next day. Well, I guess it was 2 days after. No, was it the day before? It probably was the day of Nick Schulter's album release party, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was that day. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Sam also played there, and that was just a real hoot. And it was just nice to see like the camaraderie around your guys' whole community. Like you guys really do take care of each other out there.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss everybody.
Yeah.
Well, give us all a year and see how we're gonna feel through this, and then I think I don't know, the whole world's just gonna be full of love and whatnot. But yeah, no, I really did love the song that you presented to us, and I love the story that you told us about it. Incredible little thing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get into a song really quick. I'd love to hear one.
All right. I'll play you one.
And really quick, I should tell everybody, folks, if you like what you see, don't forget to tip in the super chat if you're watching through YouTube. All donations that we get today are going to go directly to the artists, Sam and Casey. And also, we're going to have their individual Venmos or PayPals or whatever which way they like to get paid, CODs, checks, gold, anything that you can give would help. So let's keep these musicians with their heads above water. So in a year or whatever, how long this takes, they can get back on the road and come to cool places like Laramie, Wyoming. Anyways.
Yes, we appreciate it. Okie dokie. I'm gonna I don't play this song very often, so hopefully I don't mess it up, but this one's called Hello. Are you listening? I can't tell by the look in your eye. It's been a while since I've seen you smile. And honey, it's only getting darker tonight. Hello, my old friend. It's funny seeing you again. I've waited here in passing years, but now the call is yours. It's been a long time coming. Oh, and honey, it's been a while now since you started running. But I'll tell you one thing that holds true. It's gonna be a long time until I walk away from Well, if I had it my way, I'd spend all of my time just trying to make you smile, and knowing that you'd be mine. But till then, pour yourself a cup of coffee and light up another one for me. We'll throw it down and pick it up. Is it so wrong to dream? It's been a long time coming. Oh, and honey, it's been a while now since you started running. But I'll tell you one thing that holds true. It's gonna be a long time until I walk away from you.
Sam, you gotta unmute your mic so she can hear you clapping.
Whoa, now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome there. Real Western as fuck song there. I love it so much. Yeah. I had to go back really quick because I wanted to talk about that song that we did. I think it was The Fool. And, I dropped my coin. And, I was just curious of that story that you told me about it. I think it was kind of interesting for listeners to hear about it.
About the Fool, or about the one that I just wrote, or that I just sang?
The Fool.
Did I tell much of a story? I mean, The Fool, I guess I wrote it during a time when I was trying to let go and accept being by myself and like finding strength and feeling good about just being with myself and being alone and finding power in that. Yeah.
And it's a good power to have right now, especially during this lonesome weird time. Like, how are you, just as a person, an artist, like coping with like what we're going through right now with the COVID-19? I know I'm dealing with the COVID-19 right now, almost like a freshman 20, freshman 15.
I've been eating a lot of snacks for sure.
I've been snacking so much, and I've been snacking a lot on our sponsors beer here, Mural Brew Cerveza.
Very good.
But it's low calories, yeah. One of the other reasons why I'm really excited to have you guys on here is because you guys have a mutual connection with a project that you both are, I believe that you both are involved with, Mashed Potato Records, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been really neat because over the years when these videos were coming out, I never really put two and two together, especially like with the title Mashed Potato Records, but we had been watching videos that you guys were all featured on, for years actually. And it did start with like that video that I just never shut up and talk about Sam Zeroff all the time, that Twain Run Wild video with the Deslons. It's just incredible. Yeah, and I could talk about that forever, but talking about with you, Casey, the one video on there, and I think it's on Shoemaker's YouTube page. First time I ever heard you was around that campfire video. You know what I'm talking about?
You've seen that one?
I have seen that one, and I think it's an incredible video because I love watching that guy. I can't remember his name. He's playing with the wine bottle. Beryl Fawcett, yeah, and then you came on right after that.
Yeah. I think I was singing like an old doo-wop song or something. I was finding my voice. I've listened to that video since, and I feel a little embarrassed because I think I was like just learning how to sing, but I do miss that time a lot. I miss those campfires.
Where was that campfire? Was that like at the Mashed Potato headquarters?
I was at Sam's house, yeah.
No, it's the backyard. That period of time, I think we had a campfire almost every other night, probably, and it just became a spot for us all to trade tunes and share what we've been working on, and it was kind of like the local pub.
Well, what I love about that too is now even here, like in Laramie, like we're definitely having a lot more campfires than we were, especially since we're not going out to the bars, but. How did this project, Mashed Potato Records, happen? I think the world needs to know.
Well, we started recording people in those houses at the end of Deslond years and years before Mashed Potato ever really started. Tarek, my old roommate Tarek, used to work in a renovations shop where he'd get old gear and stuff, and he found an old reel-to-reel and fixed it up, and he started recording a lot of us back then, like Kiki Cavazos from Montana and Olinda Segata and just kind of all the people that were in our community at the time, a lot of street musicians, and he made a compilation called The Good News. And then he ended up leaving town, and we kind of took a break for a while, and then Mashed Potato really started when Duff Thompson and Bill Howard came down to New Orleans one year. And they both came down in these funky old vans, and they brought a reel-to-reel. And they just started showing up at parties, and they had these vintage ribbon microphones, and one of the vans would be the tracking room. So a band would like take a break from the party, go in the tracking room, and then the reel-to-reel would be in the other van. There'd be my cables stretched between the two vans. And so they'd be parked side by side, kind of outside, whatever campfire party's happening. And they'd record each band just 1 or 2 songs. And they were really committed to just documenting the music community that was going on there at the time. And a lot of the musicians couldn't afford to get into a real studio, so it felt really special. And then at one point, I asked him to just come into my house and why don't we just start doing it together there, since we used to do that there and they do that in their vans. And we both had this fascination with old reel-to-reels and analog recording, and we were already collaborating musically. We were in a doo-wop band at one point, and so he came in, and actually the first thing he recorded in the house was Run Wild with Twain and the Deslons when Shoemaker came to town. And then he became my roommate, and we set up the living room as like the studio and then for a whole spring we recorded all our friends every single day for something like 53 days straight. And then that was volume 1, and then volume 2 was like doing the same thing the next spring. And yeah, we just did these marathon sessions.
53 fucking musicians?
No, 53 days straight.
Oh, Jesus, okay. Fair enough, but still, 53...
53 musicians all together, but yeah.
Oh, fair enough, there you go. Well, still 53 days straight, that itself, that's quite a feat. I mean, I don't know anything about the goddamn recording world, but that's a lot of tape.
Yeah, so it was a lot of tape. Tape's the expensive part. We reuse a lot of tape. But yeah, Bill Howard and Duff Thompson, I think, are the crazy wizards of old tape recording, and Mashed Potato Records never would have happened without them.
And I'm kind of curious, Casey, like how did you get on this? Because I saw you popping up in like all their videos. Who did you mutually know to get in with that?
Well, I mean, I think it was just a lot of it is blah blah blah. I can't talk. Most of the people playing in those sessions have just been friends for a really long time. So I think that's how I got in on it. But I have a band with one of my best friends, Camille Weatherford, called the Lost Deans, and now it's kind of, we live across the country from each other, so we don't get together as often anymore. But when she was in New Orleans, we would get asked to sing harmonies and back up on people's songs, and that's maybe how I started. And then we actually recorded our EP at Mashed Potato.
Yeah, and we've heard that too. I think that's actually on the Spotify, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. We love listening to that. I don't know if you guys know Sean Hess, but he is our little Laramie local legend here, legend in training. And we were listening to the Mashed Potato Spotify, and that came on. And I think he said like the Lost Deans, like I can't remember which song, but he said it was one of his favorite songs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Enough of me talking right now. We can talk more Mashed Potato after this, but we should get into another song. You're watching Cabin Fever Sessions, sponsored by Muriel Cerveza, New Belgium, a partnership between Western as Fuck and Gems on VHS. Sam Doors and Casey Jane in the house. Sam, let's get into another song.
Yeah, let's do it. For this one, I'd like to invite your neighbor, Caitlin Ronvet, to sit in on the fiddle.
Hi, Caitlin.
Caitlin Balaam.
Hey, I'm so glad to hang out with some Wyoming folks.
Yeah.
Yeehaw! How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to have our sister from the state, from another town. Love from Laramie.
Oh, yeah. I'll sort of via Wyoming, via California, send you love back.
Deal. What are you guys going to play for us?
Well, since we're on the Wyoming tip right now, I'll do a song that I started writing there on a road trip with our friend Pat Reedy. It was actually a tour. It was a Tumbleweeds and Pat Reedy and the Roadrunners tour years and years ago. It was a very eventful tour. I broke my back in Livingston, Montana. That was fun. And then healed from it. And I started writing this song. And this one's called Windmills. And it's on the new record. And It's kind of inspired by the landscape out there and by drinking too much to deal with the pain from breaking my back at the time. Well, our days are full of laughter, our nights were full of song. And my old man, he was kind and strong. But in the hills, rolling hills where I was raised, when his water turned to whiskey, I'd find my old hiding place. When his work day ended, he'd come home to take his meal. Without a word, I can tell just how it feels to work all day and let it pass you by. Without a word to say, without a dream to try. Just watching the windmills turn, I see them spinning as they stand. Working all day for another man, another man. Well, the bottle, it ain't time. No, we don't call no man friend. And keep you warm, just to burn you in the end. Telling you lies that you love to believe. If you look him in the eye, he can turn a good soul mean. And it don't take much of a man for to let his family down. Swinging up at the world through the hole that he's found. Makes you cold, it makes you hard. And if it lands upon you, it's bound to leave a scar. Just watching the windmills turn, I see them spinning as they stand. Working all day for another man. Watching the windmills turn, I see them spinning as they stand. Working all day for another man, another man.
Hot damn.
Thank you, thank you.
Woo! That was awesome. What was the name of that song one more time, Sam? Just for people in the super chat that are interested.
Super chat people. That one's called Windmills.
Windmills. Awesome there. Awesome. Now, is that on the new record?
It is, yeah.
It is on the new record. Yep, there you go. I just got your LP in the mail the other day, but I was really sad because usually what I do with most of the male artists is I usually have them sign them, and I usually have them say, you know, to the only man I ever loved, to Mike. So I'm going to have to find a way to get it to you. It's just a small little thing. Really appreciate it if you could do that for me.
We could work something out.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
My boyfriend Christopher Rummaget is gonna be upset at you though.
So I loved what you guys did there. How did you two meet, if I may ask?
We met
About 10 years ago.
about a decade ago at at the Port Townsend has a music series, festival series called Centrum, and they had a blues week. And it was in between a tumbleweeds tour, I think. Diddy Bag Dan, our bass player, and I were killing time for a week in the band van. And so we were just sleeping together in the back. I'm sorry, you're not the first man I've ever loved. But yeah, we were sharing the band van and just hanging around Port Townsend. And we had a couple of buddies that were teaching at the camp. And one day I was wearing a red polo shirt, and one of my buddies asked for a pizza. And because we were downtown, I was like, yeah, I'll bring you some pizza. And I showed up with the pizza in the red polo shirt. And Terry Harmonica Bean, who was teaching harmonica at the workshop, was like, "Pizza Man, do you play the drums?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do play the drums, actually." He's like, "Sit on the drums." And I played with him, and he's like, "Do you know a bass player?" I was like, "Well, actually, yeah, the guy that's my van right now is a bass player." And so we became his rhythm section, and they hired us to just kind of back him up for the week, and we got artist badges. And when I went to go get an artist badge, she was the one working at the festival handing them out, and that's where I met Caitlin. Long-winded answer, huh?
we got a great novel out of that. Thanks, man. That's really great there. But no, I love what you guys are doing, and I'm sure it's wonderful in this time that at least have a partner, especially during the time of COVID, somebody you can play music with and just be creative.
Yeah, it's been really nice to have somebody to play music with and learn songs with.
Absolutely. And where were you supposed to be around this time? Just like I know you had a tour and we were going to meet you guys at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, big bummer on everyone's behalf there. But were you still going to be touring around this time?
Yeah, I was going to probably be on tour for pretty much 6 months straight. And right now, I guess I'd be playing with Pokey Lafarge in St. Louis tonight, with Casey Jane too, and Sam Gelban and Noah Harley, and yeah, we had a bunch of album release tours that all got canceled.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. I mean, I don't mean to get too deep into it, but what's that like? Having your album, all this work that you put into it, and then suddenly, pandemic happens.
It was pretty depressing at first. I was definitely bummed. Yeah, I mean, I worked on the album for 5 years or so, off and on, and was so excited to travel and play with this band. I've been loving playing with them, and we had a bunch of shows we worked hard to set up, and to see it all fall out was definitely a letdown. And also just financially, a stressful situation. But zooming out, everyone's going through that kind of shit. So it's not I don't think anyone really feels sorry for themselves in this kind of situation. It's just we're all going through it, But I think next time I release an album, I'll try to make sure there's not a giant pandemic happening on the day I release it. I'll try to figure it out. I don't think I'd want to do it again the same way.
That was going to be my next question, and I appreciate you answering it. Just kidding.
I'm not going to release an album on Friday the 13th next time either.
It was a great show, though.
It was such a fun night. It was our last show. Yeah.
Was that your album release show?
The
infamous.
Snuck it in right before it felt too crazy to do shows.
I remember we were talking on the phone about that. You said it was just a really special night because you had your whole family there and your friends, Casey and everybody.
Yeah, my mom and dad sang a duet, and my sister came down, and she's a flamenco dancer, and she did a flamenco routine in front of the band on one of the songs. And yeah, it was a wild party, and it featured a lot of the mashed potato artists. Everybody did a song or two. And yeah, it was really fun.
Well, that's
my Barnes played a Zydeco dance party at the end.
A what?
A Zydeco dance party, Sun Pi. He's a local blues and Zydeco legend in Louisiana. Just a really incredible musician. Yeah.
Such a cool person.
Yeah.
You just say
actually played
Zydeco?
when I first met her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He plays at Blues Week in Port Townsend, and she's in his band, plays sax with him.
She's multi-talented. She plays the saxophone, the violin. I mean, what more do you want out of a girl from Buffalo? That's pretty amazing. There, talented people.
I'm working.
What's the mascot? What's the mascot in Buffalo again? I don't know.
The Buffalo Bison. It's crazy.
Oh,
It's a little ridiculous.
how original.
We just really had to nail it home, you know.
Yeah. You really hit out of the ballpark of that one. I don't think Wyoming's really clever if any of the names. I'm originally from Cody, so we were the Cody Bronx in Phillies. I don't know. I guess Buffalo Bison's pretty badass. Better than Grable Buffaloes, which our partner on this channel, Brian Harrington. He's originally from Grable, a Niner, and so it's forgivable. It's forgivable.
Sam, what was your mascot?
We don't have a mascot in the. I was born in San Francisco. I don't think San Francisco has a mascot. Maybe
Did your high school have a mascot?
Oh, the high school. Oh, we were the Wildcats. Yeah. Yeah.
I just look at you, Sam, and I just say Wildcat. Like, look at you. It's like your spirit animal.
I'm glad. That's what I'm going for. Thank you.
Is the face of Sam Doors on all of the? Are you like the new mascot there?
No, definitely not.
Well.
No, Trent Reznor went to my high school, so.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Heavy competition there.
Trent Reznor threw sweat off of his forehead at me. It was great. Wow. I know. You talk about being blessed.
Did you bottle it?
No, I let it soak in. Well, this is fun. Casey, did I see that your band partner was there? Where's he at?
Ernest, come back. Come on. He's been upset that he can't be on my lap this whole time. There he is.
Oh wait, so did you turn Sam Gellivan into a dog?
To a dog? Not quite. No, Ernest and I have known each other much longer.
Perfect.
I've had Ernest for like 8 years now.
So Sam and you might be official, but Ernest has your heart.
Yep. Yeah. He's my main man.
That's beautiful there. Did you grow up with that little dog right there? Or is that one from New Orleans or Oregon?
Yeah, I got him in New Orleans. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you didn't leave him behind. I'm happy you brought him with you.
It's everywhere with me.
Oh, that's beautiful there. When was the last time that you were in Oregon for a while? Like, were you out in New Orleans just for so long that you hadn't been out to the West Coast in a while?
It's been almost a year. Yeah, I went to Seattle for Christmas, but I didn't get to come out to Eastern Oregon, so it's been almost a year since I've been here.
What's it like being back?
I was realizing the other day that I always come here in the winter and in the summer, and everything's, golden brown or dead and dried up. Beautiful, but dried up. And so this is the first time I've been here for the spring, and it's green and everything's blooming in maybe a decade. It's been a really long time.
That's beautiful. It's probably this nice little break we're giving the earth with all of our carbon and shit not going up into the air and stuff like that. Oops. What part of so where you're at right now, what part of the state is that in? Like, is it like the west side? Or is it eastern, you said?
Northeast Oregon. So it's like, if you look at the map, we're in the top right-hand corner, pretty much as far as you can go.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. So yeah. You're close to our sister state, Montana. That's awesome up there.
Very close to Montana and Idaho and Washington. That whole corner up there.
Terrific. So like, what are some of your plans? Like, with just being out there, are you just going to write some music, or do you think you might try and make a trip back to New Orleans a little bit, or are you just there for the long haul?
We're kind of here for the summer, I think. My plan is just to go on as many hikes as I possibly can and to be outside. And writing some songs would be great, but I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. So
Terrific. And you can get ready for your record that won't release during the pandemic.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Sam. I'm just poking a little bit there. But I really love you guys. You guys are really great, talented musicians. And I'm so happy you get to be here on the Cabin Fever Sessions with Western as Fuck Gems on VHS, sponsored by Muriel Cerveza from New Belgium. And I think we'd really love to hear another song. Casey, throw one at us.
How many songs? How far in are we? We have like a handful left that we get to do.
Well, I gotta apologize. I feel like I've been talking to you guys a little bit. We've gone over a little bit. So after this, we'll probably do our Play It Forward session and maybe have you guys play one more song or something. So I'm sorry I've kind of pushed a little bit over the hour, but this has just been a great conversation.
I love talking. Cool. All right. Well, in that case, gotta decide which ones I would rather do. All right. This one's called Come Back to My Arms. It's been a year now since I felt you fall away. Oh, I can hardly watch the sunset, 'cause it means another day since you left me alone. I can hardly go on. Please, baby, come back to my arms. Well, I tread all the water down that Mississippi way, and I'd even swim with the ghost if it mean another day that I could call you my own. These lips have grown cold. Please, baby, come back to my arms. And all these things you say were untrue, they keep sending me right back to you. All these things, well, they must be true, 'cause they keep sending me right back to you. I don't know how it happened. We hard to skip to be used to hold me so close as we danced in the streets. But since you left me alone, I can hardly go on. Please, baby, come back to my arms. And all these things you say were untrue, they keep sending me right back to you. All these things, well, they must be true, 'cause they keep sending me right back to you. Since you left me alone, I can hardly go on. Please, baby, come back. I messed up.
You messed up. I didn't even notice there. That was so fantastic there, Casey. I didn't even notice a mess up or anything like that. The only thing you're messing up is not hanging out with us for another 3 hours if we could bribe you to do that. But I really, really appreciate you doing that. What was the name of that song there?
Called Come Back to My Arms.
Come Back to My Arms. That's a beautiful song there. When did you write that one? Was that at your parents' house there in Eastern Oregon?
I wrote that one in New Orleans, out on the Mississippi River. I don't live there anymore, but I used to live in a house that my back door opened right onto the Mississippi, and I wrote that one just walking up and down the levee, pacing one day.
I love that story there because it just shows like the value of place having such an influence on our creativity.
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot? Like, I mean, you're living in New Orleans, now. I'm sure you could just open your door and just like, I don't know, listen, hear, smell, and see the creativity all around you, the inspiration.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful place to live.
What makes it so unique compared to other places? Like there seems to be some kind of magic or magnet there that's bringing all of these singer-songwriters there, and the quality is just top notch.
I think magic is the correct word for that. I mean, I think that there's a type of energy there that I can't really seem to pin down, but it's amazing, and it's a place of extremes for sure. I mean, I think that there's like so much creativity and so much beauty and so much light and equal parts dark, and it makes it a really amazing place to live.
I agree with that. I always speak for everybody that went there with us, but I can't get over the fact that just be in New Orleans for like I think it was a week or 2 weeks, and just knowing that this wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's easy.
And right. Like if I never really want to move out of Wyoming. I'm one of those Wyomingites that just harps on other places around the world, but I think it was the first time that a town, a city, a community like that, and just meeting everybody that.
Was that your first time when we met you?
Oh yeah, no, I that was my first time popping the New Orleans cherry. It was an exceptionally wonderful time. Like when I had lived overseas for such a long time with my parents, and we went across the nation. We moved back to the States and went to all 50 states. Well, 48 maybe. But we probably just passed to Louisiana and gave it no mind. But I gotta say, there's a certain magic with New Orleans that just captivated me to want to stay longer. So I hope when this is all over, we can all hang out there. I'll bring you guys bring New Orleans, and I'll bring the Pendleton. I'm actually
I'm right next to Pendleton, Oregon. I don't know if you know that, but the town that I'm in right now that I grew up in, we're like right over the mountain pass from Pendleton.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Is that where Pendleton whiskey's made?
They make it in Canada, but I think it was kind of made in honor of the Pendleton Roundup.
Right. There you go.
That's where Pendleton wool is from, too.
Well, all I know is I feel really bad for on the night that John Prine died. I bought a bottle of Pendleton and drank half of it, and then started drunk dialing you, Sam, Sabine, and Willie, and everybody. So I appreciate you answering.
I think I tried to make that connection for you, and you were in another place. Didn't quite get through.
I was just trying to hide my pain and embarrassment. I just like, I've only met these people once. I might as well just drunk dial them. Well, speaking of other people that we want to show off and talk about here, it's time for our next Play It Forward session. And I'm really, really excited to show this one because this is a cover by one of my dear friends and singer-songwriters here in Laramie, Wyoming, that I really, really admire and respect and appreciate. Hunter Hicks, he's originally from Cody too, so it's nice to know that we have these connections. But without further ado, this is Hound by Hunter Hicks from the Play It Forward sessions.
All right.
cry for the spring. Know it's been a while since we heard the birds sing, but when the summer sun hot on your skin, you're begging for an autumn wind to come and cool you down. Bury your child hound. It's always inconvenient when you wanted to hang around. Your mother, you know she'll grieve. Days just pass by, it seems. You just couldn't wait to turn 16. Every morning looks the same. Coffee pours too hot, find something to do while I wait. Till I'm running late. Till I'm running late. Every stain have points to make. Yellow cry for hard times, green boast for summer days. The ones too tired to talk turn brown, fall slowly without a sound. And oh, how it feels to be lying on the ground. Now every morning looks the same. The coffee pours too hot, find something to do while I wait. I'm running late. Till I'm running late.
My favorite one yet from Play It Forward. That is produced by our buddy Ben Galloway, Rich Russell, and Ruben Buchanan. The players for this one, Trent Pruitt, Ben Galloway, John Grossman, Josh Fleischman, Georgia Parker, Addie Brown, and Patrick Smith. Thank you all for being a part of that awesome little rendition of Hunter Hicks's Hound. Yeah, I think that had to be my favorite one so far. I just think these things keep getting better and better, and I hope more artists can come and be a part of this. Casey, if you were to do like a Play It Forward session, who's an artist that you would like to cover?
Ooh. I would have to think about that. I mean, so many of our friends are such great songwriters. I would need to. It's just blowing a cat hair away that was floating by my face. I would really need to think about it.
Yeah, no worries. Did something change in the frame there? Like, is the light different in your?
In mine?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little bit different there. But anyways, hey, same question to Sam. Sam, if there's an artist that you would like to cover on Play It Forward, who would you like to cover?
I think my friend Kiki Cavazos.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kiki. Yeah, no, I can hear you. Kiki Cavazos. Kiki Cavazos. I'm a little bit more interested to know and learn more about this because it was Esther Rose that turned me on to Kiki. And what is the deal with Kiki that why the New Orleans scene just really, really likes her? I bet you both have opinions on this.
The deal is that she's fucking incredible. I mean, she also is one of the first people I met in town. So she's, in 2006 I met her, and she sang me a song, I'm Gone, on the Riverwalk one day, and I just never heard anything that good or powerful from anyone in our generation before, and she wrote it when she was 18 or something like that, and I don't know, I think we all talk about her a lot too because we just miss her, she's not around very much, and Belinda and I used to play with her in Sundown songs and Pat Reedy, and we've all been around her music, and we all miss her, and we all miss her music. So when we get a chance to be near her or hear her music, it's a really special opportunity.
Well, hopefully when all this is over, you guys will have a nice little reunion. Sam Doors and Casey Jane on the Cabin Fever Sessions, Western as Fuck, Gems on VHS collaboration, sponsored by our friends at New Belgium Brewery, Muriel Cerveza. Let's get into another song.
All right. Should we do one or?
I think it's y'all's turn. Yeah. Can I answer now though? I think I'd want to do one of Chris's songs.
Yeah.
I think I'd do one of Chris Acker's songs.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I think I'd like to do one of Chris's songs.
That is a great answer. And if Chris is watching, what's up, baby?
But speaking of covering Friends songs, and we did actually record this guy on Mashed Potato recently. Have you guys heard of Big Kitty? Clark Williams from Big Kitty. He's from Chattanooga originally. He's living with his family in southern Spain right now. But he's one of my favorite songwriters in the whole world. One of my favorite performers. And we're going to do one of his songs called The Boy Who Smelled Real Good. He was a boy who smelled real good. They say he smelled like wood, like a cedar or a pine. He was a boy who smelled real good. He was a boy who smelled real good. Strangers approached him every day. They hiked from hundreds of miles away. They said, what smells good? Is it you? Is it you? You left our wives behind to smell of you. We left our lives behind to smell of you. He was a boy, he smelled real good. They say he smelled like food, like a lamb roasted in town. He was a boy who smelled real good. He was a boy who smelled real good. Everybody gathered around him in a big old pack. He had to kick him like a mule right off his back. He said, go on home now. You smell bad. You smell so bad. You smell me, but I only smell you. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. He was a boy who smelled real good. They say
said he smelled like fruit, like a fresh picked clementine. He was the boy who smelled real good. He was the boy who smelled real good.
Big kid.
God damn.
Ah, I love the kitty.
He's one of the greats.
Yeah.
So he's from Spain, you said?
No, he's originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to play with him, and every time we passed through on tour in Chattanooga, but him and his family, he's got a wife and a little daughter, and they've been traveling around, and they moved to France for a while and learned French, and then now they moved to Spain, and they teach English and travel the world. And yeah, they're in southern Spain right now.
Have you been in touch with them recently? Are they doing okay out there?
I had, yeah, he's doing all right. Yeah,
Cool. Good to hear. I won't get into any more dark, crazy, morose stuff right there, but it's always good to know that our artists are staying safe out there, and we're all being patient and quarantined, of all this craziness happening in the world right here. But actually, I do want to ask some questions here. So the state of Wyoming is now opening some restrictions now where people can go to the bars and go get plastered. I'm kind of curious, in your guys' neck of the woods, what's going on? Are people opening up bars and restaurants? Is there some kind of weird normalcy that's coming out of this?
In California right now,
Yeah.
There's a lot of takeaway food. You can get takeout food or takeout margaritas. That kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know of any restaurants that are open.
The shelter in place just got extended to the end of May. Certain things are open, like tennis courts are now open.
Yeah.
So, little changes.
Yeah, and we've been just going up to this little hillside where people just bring their own drinks, and we play live music for people there and with people, and it's kind of turned into like a local pub. But yeah, nothing is officially open.
Well, have people been getting creative, like in your guys' areas? Like, for instance, like our buddy Gus Clark apparently was at a show or played a show where he was in a parking lot and he was at the back of a truck, and then people pulled in their trucks to like watch it. Like, that's actually a great idea, like drive-in concerts.
I think drive-in movie theaters are going to be the shit. I think that what we should do is, because actually, I've heard from some people that they're starting to come up with the idea of you could film a band on the stage, put it on the big screen of the movie theater, and then have a radio signal that goes off, and then each car dials into the same radio signal, and it's being played through their own car stereos. They can open the car doors, dance with each other. They can honk the horns and clap after songs, and then the band gets to play on a real stage in front of real people. So
we have
Sorry. No,
we have we have an actual drive-in movie theater here where I grew up that is opening up this weekend. So we might check that out. It's been weird going from New Orleans to here because New Orleans was on such a tight lockdown. And here everybody's way more relaxed about it because there's just more space, and they're starting to open things up again, which I'm a little nervous about. But yeah, drive-in movie theaters.
That's pretty rad there. I miss the old drive-in theaters. So one of the things is I had an aunt and uncle that used to live out in Bend, Oregon that had a couple drive-in theaters over there a long time ago. Just a random fact there that I have a little bit of an Oregon connection there, Casey. But
Central Oregon.
Yeah, apparently it's a brewery now. Speaking of breweries, New Belgium. Thank you so much for sponsoring our Cabin Fever sessions, helping us pay to keep our artists fed and socks on their feet. Mural Cerveza by New Belgium Brewery. A good thirst for the lonely people isolating out there right now in Wyoming, around the world. Blah, blah, blah. Casey, I would love to hear another song by you.
Well, I was just going to say that was good timing because my sister just texted me and said, beer's here. So.
Oh, cool.
It finally came.
Well, perfect. Well, you we've already talked about what you got to do with that.
Yep. I know. I'll send it over in a day or two.
I should probably say, for those who don't know, is that we do send off a 6-pack or 12-pack to all of our artists for them to enjoy. And Casey sent hers to the wrong address, so she said she's gonna do something really fun for us. She said she's probably gonna chug a bunch of beer while hiking or jogging or doing an obstacle course. Correct?
Do a time lapse of it. Right?
Yeah, a time lapse of it. Because by the 5th beer what's going to happen.
Oh, jeez.
Why don't you play us another song before I start thinking of other evil things to do here?
Okay. All right. Well, I was thinking about either doing that song that we did a video for or doing the song that kind of inspired that song. So it would be a cover, but that one has a little bit of a story with it. What do you think I should do?
I think for the viewers at home, know that you can go and see this video that I keep shouting about. It's a really, really fun video that we shot. Well, fun video. It's a beautiful video that we shot with Casey on our YouTube channel. Also a video that we shot there with Sam Doors that you can go check out. Now that the viewers know that, I would love to hear another song that we haven't had the privilege of hearing yet.
Cool. Yeah. So this song, it's not mine. It's by Hank Jr. It's called Old Habits, but it's been one of my favorite songs since I was a little kid. My parents both play guitar and sing, and I used to, my bedroom is right above the living room. And so I used to wake up in the morning and hear them singing together. And I would crawl out of bed and I'd lay on the floor and I'd listen to them through the floor. And this one was one of my favorites. So I thought I'd sing it for you. All right. If I can think of the first line really quick. I'm spacing on the words. Shit. Well, I kicked the habit of smoking back some time ago. I tried the hard stuff, but I had to let that all go.
Casey Jane, everybody. That was so beautiful there.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff. You know what I always like about when you do some live streams, I've seen, Sam, that you guys often will dance during the live streams.
James.
All right, hopefully we'll be able to catch that. Maybe if we can do another song here of Casey, but I think it would be really great if we all can do just one more song here and not push your guys' night too far there. But yeah, no, really appreciate that there, Casey. And you said that was a Hank Jr. song?
Yes, yeah, Hank Jr.
Yeah, and that inspired a little bit of the Full?
Yeah, it did. It's the same chord progression, or a similar chord progression. But yeah, there was a time, where around the time when I wrote The Fool, I was feeling really homesick, and that's a song that I always sing myself when I'm feeling homesick because it reminds me of my family. So I was singing that over and over again, and then The Fool came out. So.
Well, we were really lucky to capture that, and you guys can, like I said, go watch that video on our YouTube channel. Cabin Fever Sessions, Gems on VHF of Western as Fuck, sponsored by our friends at Muriel Brewing with New Belgium Brewery. Going all over the place here. Obviously, it's getting a little late in the night here. I think we should just go right into it, Sam. We'd love to hear another song. Oh, and also, I heard a rumor that you had a keyboard around too, and that you'd be willing to possibly switch over if you wanted to.
Well, we were, but this thing's been running kind of behind, and I was gonna do the song we recorded with you guys on the piano, but I also wanted to do a new song that I just finished. I don't know whichever one you'd rather hear. A piano song
I think it's such an honor and privilege to get an opportunity to hear a new song. So that's my vote. I think it'd be great.
That too.
Yeah. Well, I wrote I used to be in some punk rock bands as a drummer when I was a kid, and I really liked having the 1 minute song. So I tried to write a 1 minute song, and it's just inspired by what everyone's going through. This one's called Sweet Release. And this features Caitlin's nice classical guitar. Sweet release. Sweet the whole world stay on fire. I'm left with one desire. Sweet release. Sweet release. I know not how or when to be in my arms again. Sweet release. Sweet. When you're in these arms, my friend, nothing can bring you harm again.
Awesome stuff there. Yep. So that's a new one right there. Is this a world premiere here on Cabin Fever Sessions?
I showed it to Caitlin yesterday, so yeah, it's brand
Beautiful.
got some new ones in the works, but that's the first one that felt ready to share.
I'm so proud and happy that we got to hear that. It must be like the luck of having a Wyoming night or 2 Wyoming nights here. I'll hail you, Caitlin. I really appreciate you, folks. Listen, if you're watching the live stream here, do know that everything that we make off of the super chat tonight, we're going to give it to our artists here. So make sure if you're watching this and you rewatch it later, give a little if you can. $1, $5 always helps. It's always can help out with new strings, crazy drinking drug habits. Just joking. I'm not. But anyways, do feel free to donate to our artists here. It's really important that we keep them going. And so Caitlin and Sam, are you guys thinking about making a trip out here to Wyoming in the near future?
We are.
Yeah, that's the hope this summer to get out there.
Perfect. Now, what has Sam not seen out in Wyoming that is crucial? Has he had Rocky Mountain oysters yet?
Oh, I know.
have
Not with me. That was something he did all by himself.
That was on a Deslon's tour for sure. Yeah. But I did, in my defense, think they were oysters when I ordered them.
Oh.
He needed me. He needed me there.
Yeah. But I still ate them anyway. I had one.
Well, I think with a guy like Caitlin, you're going to be just fine, and you won't make any more mistakes like that.
I'm going to do my best.
But taking them out to the Bighorn Forest, there's a really cool fire tower out for rent there in the forest that you should check out. So maybe that would be like a nice little thing to go do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
Let's be up for ideas.
Yeah. And then Casey, if you ever come visit us here in Wyoming and not just pass through next time, I'm always happy to give you some ideas and other places to stay. Deserts on BLM land for you to sleep at. Just really hot choices. But
I love that.
Yeah.
Last summer I accidentally stumbled upon the most beautiful place in Wyoming, and I wish I could remember the name of it. I think it's pretty close to Laramie. It was like big, I think like national forest, huge mountains.
Probably. Is it Beatavoo?
No, I don't think that was it.
Snowy Range?
When I think of it, I'm gonna give you a call and I'm gonna tell you what it was, because it was
maybe it was Bosler.
Neither of those ring a bell.
It definitely wasn't Rollins.
One day. Definitely gonna go back one day.
True. Well, just make sure you stay near places like Laramie. Just steer clear of places like Rock Springs, and there's also this place called Aladdin, Wyoming. Don't go there. Yeah, be careful of Sheridan, Wyoming, because that's all the people from Buffalo are there. I'm just giving you a hard time. Folks, like I said, if you're watching here, the Cabin Fever Sessions, tune in, for some of our next upcoming. Are we going to show the next one? Okay, cool. Next week, we have the Lonesome Heroes and Big Cedar Fever from Texas. Good old friends that I've known for over a decade, and we're really happy to have them here. And we'll be excited. So make sure you set the reminder button on your YouTube pages there. And come back next week. Come hang out with us and come see a really nice show. It should be the biggest show that we have, especially with some bands that are coming with this. Full bands. It's going to be a weird time having full bands here again. And it's going to be a weird time that the vampire himself, Rich Russell, is going to be there. An anomaly himself. The guy is like just turned 40 and he still looks like he's 24. Acts like he's 12. And yeah, so we're excited to see him. But I'm really, really excited that we got to have Sam Doors, Casey Jane, and our friend Caitlin on the show. This has been excellent, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and playing music for the internet hole here. And I hope hopefully all this shit, kind of just teeters down a little bit and we don't have to do too many crazy live streams. But we'd love to have you guys on the show again. And would love to shoot more videos of you guys if you're ever in the area. So don't be a stranger when you're in Wyoming.
For sure. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. And Caitlin, go Bison. Casey Jade, we would love for you to take us out with one more song. Would that be okay?
Okay. Yes. I was gonna ask really quick, is Medicine Bow a place?
Yeah, Medicine Bow.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shit. You're helping her out there. I really can't make fun of Buffalo. It's a really, really wonderful place. But
okay.
Yeah. But
yeah, we had no idea what we were getting into. We were just driving, and it was like getting to be time to find somewhere to sleep. And we saw on Google Maps that there was this big green space next to us, and we're like, let's just get off the road here. And then it was insanely beautiful.
Well, that's awesome. There's we got a lot of BLM land out here. Keep it wild and free.
Yep. All right. Which one should I close it out with? Sam, I was thinking about either doing Who's Your Love or Loves Me Not. Which one do you think I should do?
Oh, shit. You got that coin? I always love Who's Your Love. I love that one. But I think I've heard the other one less, so I'll choose the other one.
It's definitely, it might be a little weird solo, but I figured, fuck it, why not?
Let's do it.
It's kind of written to have a band behind it, but I'll give it a go. All right. You cast a spell on me, but nobody told you about the rule of three. You couldn't wait around, but now I'm yours and you can't be found. You loves me not. I'll be counting hours till I hear from you. I never wanted your kisses, I never wanted your touch. Now I can't stop thinking about you. Midnight hour and I've been tossing and turning for days. My head's been spinning round and my friends keep telling me that I'm standing in one place. So I walk down to the corner by myself, a candle or two. Say, Johnny, tell me what to do. Loves me not, I can't remember. Oh, he loves me not, I can't remember. 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 Loves me not, I'll be counting hours till I hear from you. I never wanted your kisses, I never wanted your touch. Now I can't stop thinking about you. You loves me not, I'll be counting hours till I hear from you. I never wanted your kisses, I never wanted your touch. Now I can't stop thinking about you. the dancing.
That was just so good when we got the dip, man. The dip was awesome.
Well, your guys' heads were cut off, so I kept like forgetting whose body was whose.
We were the same thing. We didn't know who was who.
The next thing is to dance for your music. That's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
That song works as a solo song too.
It does. That's good to hear. I mean, it was written that way, but I love playing it with the band too.
Yeah. I miss playing with you.
I miss playing with you too.
We gotta find a way to rock together sometime this summer.
I know, and record. I really want to record all those songs. We'll make it.
No. Yeah, we will. My guy will call your guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My guy is Ernest.
Can I be your guy? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Caitlin will call Ernest.
Well, guys, thank you both for being here on the Cabin Fever sessions with Western as Fuck and Gems on VHS. Our friends all the way from the east side there. Well, I guess it's Midwest, whatever. Anyways, thank you to Muriel Cerveza from New Belgium Brewery for sponsoring this, Sam Doors, Casey Jane, and our friend Caitlin from Buffalo. Thank you guys so much for being on the stream, and I hope you guys stay safe, stay sane, and thank you so much for sharing your music with all of us.
Thank you. Such a good time.
Yeah. Well, don't be.
Well.
You too. None of you guys be strangers if you pass on through.
Likewise.
All right.
Yeah.
Bring lawyers, guns, and money.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love y'all.
Bye.